We're going to start with Jerry Jones, Chris, and some of the comments he had, which was kind of surprising.
At the Senior Bowl, he spoke today, and we'll just play it for you, and then we'll react.
Let's do that.
Go ahead, Rob G. Let's hear it.
Dwell on the fact that you have Dak. I like that. Dwell on the fact that you have Dak. Seriously. Focus on that. Focus on a Dak being better. He's right. He will be better at turnovers. Focus on that and focus on a coach that's come in here and in 3 years and what we're trying to do has had the results that we've had. I understand why when you look back and saying, well, San Francisco and Cowboys haven't been to a Super Bowl in 25 years, okay? And hadn't won a Super Bowl in 25 years. I understand that. San Francisco's in the same boat. But my point is that has not been the same for 25 years. There's been many different things done over 25 years, the same way there would have been had you changed out general managers or the same way that you do if you changed out owners.
Chris, you want to go first?
Look, I'll say this. When he said that and he tried to just slide it in there like it wasn't, like people talk about the Niners the way they talk about the Cowboys.
Right.
But he's right. The Niners have not won a Super Bowl, Rob, since 1994. And I'll be honest, I don't think of them that way. I don't think of them like.
But it's a good reason why you don't, Chris. It's a good reason.
Yeah, exactly. This is what we talk about. Jerry Jones, and I get it, Dallas is America's team. But beyond that, Jerry Jones running his mouth all the time. That's why there's all the attention on the fact that your team hasn't won a Super Bowl in 27 years versus there's really not that emphasis on the Niners not doing it. And here's the other thing. Rob, the Niners have been to 6 conference championship games and 2 Super Bowls in those since they won the Super Bowl 29 years ago or 28 years ago. And Rob, just since 2011, so basically the last decade, they've been to 5 conference championships and 2 Super Bowls. Now, they haven't won a Super Bowl, obviously, but they've been to 2 and been right there on the cusp of going to 3 more. So to compare the Niners' level of success to the Cowboys, who haven't been to a conference title since they won their last Super Bowl, he's playing fast and loose with the facts. Let's put it that way.
It's just called deflection. Don't look at our mess over here because the 49ers have a mess too, and they were a great franchise. No, Jerry, Chris just spelled it out. There are like 4 teams that haven't been to a conference championship, Chris, in the last 25 years. The Cleveland Browns, an expansion team. The Detroit Lions, who have 1 playoff win since 1957. The Cowboys, and there's one other team, and I can't remember.
Blanking on who it is.
It's like I don't think it's another expansion team, but but Chris,
Carolina's been.
They've been there, yeah. It's an expansion team. Even Jacksonville, Chris, remember in the AFC Championship game against the Patriots.
Yep.
But anyway, there's like 4 teams, and the Cowboys are 1. This is Jerry trying to deflect. No, Jerry. Arizona went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right. It
was Super Bowl. Even they went to the Super Bowl.
Right.
But my point is that this is a deflection. Don't blame me. No, since you've been in charge, since you've been handling football operations, since you're the general manager and chief bottle washer and talk show host, the Cowboys have been nothing. The conference, forget about going to the Super Bowl, a conference championship in that long. You want to talk about all the wins you've had the last couple of years? Really? That's what you're bragging and boasting about, the Cowboys? How about Chris owning up and saying, I got something to do with this? Like I'm running this. And it disappoints me that we haven't been able to put together a win. I can accept that, right? I'm disappointed. Yep. I'm leading this franchise, and we haven't gotten it done. What's wrong with that instead of talking about somebody else. This is like the classic when Kobe was in trouble and he brought up Shaq's name to the police. You remember that? Like Chris, what?
Right. Yeah, I mean, Rob, he is the one that sets these huge expectations for the Cowboys. Who's the one that in training camp every year, or at least recently, says, I think we can win the Super Bowl? It's him.
Chris,
and then when you don't do it, now you want to talk about, well, we won 12 games this year. We won 12 games last year. Dak is playing well. And no.
Chris, let me give you the team. I found it. It's the Miami Dolphins since 92. It's the Dolphins, the Browns.
They've been a bad franchise.
Yeah, the Dolphins, Browns, and Cowboys. Those are the three longest droughts. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, there it is. And yeah, Rob, and I've said it. I don't want to hear from Jerry Jones during the season. I certainly don't want to hear from Jerry Jones right now and the nonsense that comes out of his mouth. And all this talk about I would do anything, I would give anything to win a Super Bowl. No, you wouldn't. You won't give up the mic. You won't give up your weekly radio hit. You won't give up standing by the locker room I think that's where he does it, Rob, after a game and giving you little quotes. I mean, look, it's great for the media. It gives us something to talk about. But it is not good for your football team. And if you really want to win a Super Bowl, and I'm not saying if he did this, all of a sudden they'd be the favorites next year.
No.
But if you really want to get the best out of your football team, then shut your mouth and stop talking like you're the head coach. Because you create drama with the words that you speak. The reason why we expect the Cowboys to get to the Super Bowl or get to the NFC Championship every year is because you put that out there. And then when you fail, it becomes a huge deal. If you stop talking, Jerry, for this upcoming season and off season, you know what message that would send to your team? It's all about football. We're not in the entertainment business. We are here to win. We are here to play football, period. But no, it's a circus. It's Jerry and his weekly comments, bi-weekly comments. It's the chase of OBJ, Rob, who couldn't even play this season. Right? Remember that? You're talking about we going to sign him. He can't even run yet. Now he can, but he couldn't then. It's just foolishness, man. And I'm telling you, I really believe it's all, Rob, how many times, and this is true even in business, Rob, when people talk about building a successful business, a successful organization, a successful sports franchise, they talk about culture, don't they?
Yes.
What is your culture going to be at Fox Sports Radio? What is your culture going to be at such and such corporation? What is your culture going to be at your school, at your franchise? Well, the culture in Dallas is a bunch of loose lips, a bunch of over-promising and under-delivering. A bunch of drama and entertainment, and it makes the franchise popular and a lot of money and keeps them on television. And I guess it soothes Jerry's ego because he won't give it up. And so to compare them to the Niners, you don't hear the Niners, they don't do all this running off at the mouth.
Nope. And they just but they've gone out, Chris, and they've made changes in the front office. They brought in football people. I don't even know, Chris, currently who the 49ers owners are. I don't even know. Do you? Do you know off the top of your head?
Yeah, Jed York, is he still there?
I don't even think he is, Chris. We could look it up. Rob
He's
G.
the
Who's
CEO. I don't know if he's the
who's the
owner.
owner of the 49ers? But my point is, we don't even know their name.
Right. But I guess what? Guess if they, and it wouldn't happen this year, obviously. If they win the championship, though, guess who's going to be on that podium?
They will
and
be
guess
up
who's
there.
going to get some credit? Yep.
Right,
He's
and we'll know.
Jed York's the CEO.
CEO. So you got it
Yeah,
right. I didn't even know he was still there, Chris, and I know that name from the past. But I really thought there was somebody new, but I don't hear anything about him.
No, you don't know.
At
Robert
all.
Kraft, you only really know. I mean, we can laugh about his scandal, but
Right.
you really only know because when they win, he's there.
Right, and he's won so much, so you've
Right,
seen him
that
up on the
you see-
podium
exactly,
a
you
million
wouldn't
times.
know.
Exactly. You wouldn't know him either. And he hangs out with rappers, and he gets rappers out of prison. So we know about him and the culture. You know?
Yes,
But
yes.
anyway, you're right. And Jerry, I mean, this is just a deflection. Like, it shouldn't. I don't know if who was at the press conference and what else. I mean, what he said or anybody jump in and push back to say, Jerry, that sounds good, but they've been to 6 conference finals
Right.
and been to 2 Super Bowls. You haven't even sniffed one.
Right. We get that you don't. I mean, Rob, there are a lot of franchises that have never won a Super Bowl. So we get that you're not going to win it even most years, right? Nobody wins it most years. We celebrate the Patriots with 6 and the Steelers with 6. The Steelers haven't won it in a while, but they're not a joke of a franchise. Cowboys are a laughingstock. And Jerry is a large reason. He made him a lot of money. Good job. But if you really wanted to just win above all else, then give up the microphone. Set it down. Retire from the mic.